Hello, welcome to the start of a new adventure, making a dress for myself, which I have not done in a very long time. I've made dress for my daughters, made dress for other people, altered, tailoring, but I've not made a dress for myself in ages. So the first step in making a dress for myself is picking and altering a pattern. So I picked this pattern because it's very simple and I want to do things like add trim. So dress design, you can do two things. You can either have a focus on the fit, in which case you get like a very simple fabric and you focus on the fit, so satin or silk, and you focus on exquisite fit and the figure of the person, or you find a simple pattern and then you focus on the details of the fabric. It doesn't, if you try to do both, it often is too much and too busy. So this is, I don't know, my idea. If you try to have both busy, beautiful fabric with beautiful design details and embroidery and sequins and like borders, it's too much. Your eye cannot both focus on the fit and figure of the person wearing and the design of the gown and all of the seaming details, because seaming details get lost anyway if you have a busy print and lots of embroidery. Or you will pick a simple gown and just focus on the beauty of the fabric or the beauty of the embellishment. So I've picked a simple gown and I'm going to experiment with embellishment like I haven't in the past. Usually I've picked for myself like somewhere in between, like something like this, and then also not maybe just like some simple print, like all over print that's small, because it's usually a house dress, so I don't care. But I don't know, I'm feeling adventurous, so maybe I'll try to do some embellishment like borders around the cuffs or at the hem, make matching pants to, like a set. So I don't know, we'll see in the end how it goes, how far I get, how much effort I put. So the first thing I do, I'm only 5 feet tall, is the back waist length on this. It says it's 17. I need to shorten the back waist length. So there is a line here, if you can see it, that says shorten here. So I folded it up to this notch point. I just folded it. It's about a 1.5 inch fold, which means 3 inches, right? My back waist is only 14 because I'm quite short. So what does that mean? That means from the shoulder point here to, this is the bust, to the waist, that's going to be like 14 when it's done. There is a more fitted bust here, which is good for me. I find that the dart and the bust makes it fit better. It makes it easier to have a little higher armhole. Higher armhole means that you can move your arms more freely than something that's like this and it just kind of goes in and out. So a little more fitted and then loose on the bottom. It's just an A-line. You can see it's an A-line dress, and that's my goal. So now that I've made this adjustment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace off the size that is closest to my bust onto the paper. And another adjustment I have to make right from the first is I have rather narrow shoulders. So I usually pick a narrower shoulder size and then adjust out to my larger bust, and then things get adjusted accordingly. And I will not say that I'm queen of fitting. This is what I learned from my mom. My mom was much better at fitting and seamstress than I am. This is, I learned from her, and I also learned through trial and error. a lot of error. But you know, you won't learn if you don't make mistakes. So you have to be not afraid. Don't be afraid to mess up, okay? So when you start to sew and you start especially to experiment with patterns and making clothes, maybe don't go and buy $10 a yard fabric. Maybe try and experiment with like sheets, you know, find some sheets like a blue sheet or something that, okay, if it turned out well, you can wear it around the house as a house dress. But if it did not turn out, you won't feel bad because it wasn't going to get used anyway, and then you can just turn it into washcloths or something, right? So think about things like that. About things like that, how it will go. So I just want you to consider these things and how to adjust the pattern to fit you, how the steps are. The first thing, to adjust the back waist length if you're short. If you're extremely tall, what you'll do is you'll cut the pattern and you'll lengthen there. Like if you're like 6 feet tall, you will actually cut the pattern, move it out, and you will add a piece here. You'll cut along this line and add like 3 inches of some paper like this. That's what you would do when you trace it out, is you would increase that length so that the shoulder there. You can also, if you feel that your bust is very low, you can also change the dart location. I'm not very good at that, but that's theoretically what you do. I've never noticed that this dart is wrong. I just have a, short waist. The dart usually hits in the right place for me. I'm lucky, I guess. I don't know. But that's what it is. So I'm going to trace this pattern, and won't bore you with watching me trace a pattern. So I'm going to put it underneath this paper. This is like doctor's office medical exam table paper. It's thin. Buy it by the roll. I have a whole roll of it. And then I'll adjust it after I trace it. So I'm going to trace it first and then I'll adjust it. That's just easier for me to do. So, all right. Thank you.